I'm Martin West, the music director and principal conductor, and I'd love to tell you about some of the musical highlights we have for our fantastic 80th anniversary season. So Programme 3 has three completely different pieces, really. We start off with the marvellous Bow, which is set to Wrocław Martinu's harpsichord concerto. It's a neoclassical work with a very small orchestra, very intimate work. And then we go straight into a Guide to Strange Places by the Bay Area's John Adams, the most fantastic megorical piece of music with extraordinary soundscapes and rhythms, which really is a descent into the unknown world. And then we finish the evening with an iconic piece which is long overdue in our repertoire, in my opinion. It's going to be the 100th anniversary performance of Stravinsky's Rite of Spring, one of the most celebrated and infamous pieces of all time, one of the biggest challenges an orchestra can face. So after the maelstrom of Programme 3, we have the relatively serene Programme 4, starting with Within the Golden Hour by Christopher Wheeldon, set to the music of Ezio Bosso, who's a really renowned double bass player, and he writes beautifully for strings. Almost a hypnotic score, which Wheeldon just uses imagination to run riot on. And after that we have Mendelssohn's sublime Scotch Symphony, just a gay romp from start to finish. It's really one of the most joyful pieces of music I've ever come across. And then we finish with a delightful suite of national dances written by the pianist Moszkowski, who was a 19th century quite a famous virtuoso, and he orchestrated a piano piece to make this work. I first saw Onegin back in England at the Royal Ballet, and I was absolutely entranced. Actually, I went to see it 3 or 4 times. It was so good. And last year the orchestra had such a blast playing all this Tchaikovsky music, which has been fantastically rendered into this full-length score by Kurt Stolzer. And we can't wait to do it again. It's just a wonderful ballet and never ceases to amaze me how it can pull on your heartstrings every time. So Programme 6 has Ibsen's House, which is making its return after a few years away, set to the beautiful music of Dvorak, the piano quintet in A major. It's a very intimate work. And then the 2 pieces that surround it are just wonderful orchestral showpieces. Glasenov's Raymonde and one of my most favourite pieces of all time, Rachmaninoff's Symphonic Dances, which we loved working on last year, and we can't wait to delve even more deeply into the score. Programme 7 has just 3 fantastic pieces of music, a treat for any music lover, starting with Crisscross, which is set to Schoenberg's Concerto for String Quartet, together with some music by Scarlatti. It's a piece that the orchestra have been very familiar with. They actually recorded it a long time ago with the Lark Quartet. They're still available from all good record shops. Then we move on to Francesca da Rimini, which we premiered last year, set to the tone poem by Tchaikovsky. It's an absolute fantastic picture of the descent into hell of the 2 lovers. It's one of the pieces that orchestras love playing because it's so energetic, and yet in the middle of it we have this most wonderful tune that we can all just enjoy. So we finish the evening with Stravinsky's Symphony in 3 Movements, which was written 30 or so years after the Rite of Spring, which is for a much smaller orchestra and much more condensed and much less visceral, more cerebral music, what we call neoclassical in some senses. We have this pristine piece of music, but even so Stravinsky couldn't resist having in there the underlying feeling of the war that had just finished and the unease that was there. It's a really amazing work that should be heard even if it's not seen. It's been over 30 years since this orchestra has played Cinderella. I've been lucky enough to conduct it many times in 2 different productions, and it's a piece I just cannot wait to do with this orchestra and in this setting with Christopher's new ballet. The music is a never-ending source of inspiration, of humour, of sardonic humour, of strange noises. Everything is in there. And Prokofiev's take on the Cinderella score was so unique, yet still there's all the love and the humour that you'll find anywhere. It's really quite the most extraordinary score, and we can't wait to play it. Every year it seems we have more and more exciting music to play, and I think this genuinely is the most exciting season of music that the orchestra's had to play, possibly ever, but certainly in living memory. We can't wait to play it, and we hope to see you there.